Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We're gonna be doing some more reactives. Hopefully we get some good reaction content because there's a lot to go through. How you slash your belly. Amazing work. Oh, we're gonna continue on the man's guide to the Backburner this time, and we're gonna keep doing it until we're basically done. I might also do the behind the scenes if they're if you guys end up calling for it, so that's also a thing. As well as we're also going to be continuing to do the stereotypes as well. I'm going to do as many as I can. I have like a bunch of videos out in the Backburner. We are going to be posting a lot of the TF2 ones a lot earlier to push those out, and then after that we're going to go on ahead and push out all the rest of them, because somebody seemed to have enjoyed my takes on the Epic the Musical. They like that, so I'm going to be posting those as well. It's going to be daily content, and if I feel like I need to post more than just daily, I might add like maybe 2 per, depending on how big the videos are, because a lot of the reactions towards the musical was actually like pretty small, so I might be able to add those as an extra for everybody. And also everybody, right now during this current hour, we are actually at can I check that right now? Can I check my own thing? Yeah, oh, we're at 500 subscribers. Let's go. So at the current date that you see up above me, we are currently at 500 subscribers. Therefore, we finally reached the required thing to be the first part of, you know, YouTube. So great. Thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate it. That's 500. I don't know if you guys want me to do anything for celebration. I'll try to think of something for us to do. Maybe I'll think about it. Maybe we could maybe at like 1,000 subscribers, when I'm finally being like, you know, when I'm finally hitting that fucking partner, we'll do a community TF2, you know, like where I play with you guys, and we'll just see how that goes. I'm gonna be so pissed because every time I play games where it requires me to do stuff, I always get angry. But yeah, we'll definitely do that for the channel. But also, again, if you guys want to, always come back. When you guys want to, go on ahead in the comments, go on ahead and tell me if there's any videos you guys want me to react to, any specific people that you want me to react to. Mind you, I do have a rule for the content that I react to. It does have to go after a certain amount of time. It has to have been out for a certain amount of time before I react to it. I don't want to react to anything too recent, because a lot of those, that's basically cannibalizing content way too soon, and I want them to get their money before I'm out here kind of raccooning my shit going through. So we're gonna go on ahead and I just want to establish that, as well as if you also want to fucking comment anything you guys want. I'm going to be 100% with you. Do whatever you want, whatever you like. I'll like it. I read all the comments. But yeah, let's go on ahead and continue on with a man's guide to the Backburner. This was 24 minutes, God.
Yes! Jawohl! Ja!
Clever girl.
Again, I gotta say, dude, this guy's fucking intros are always great. They're really funny. I like the idea of the pyro being dressed as a dinosaur, jumping on top of the sniper as he's about to hit him with the huntsman. Fucking great. Fucking beautiful.
If I had to describe the Backburner in just one word, I would choose unexpected. If you saw the teaser or have been following production updates on this video, you probably thought that I was doing Man's Guide to the Huntsman. But while you were focused on something else, that's where the Backburner shines the most. On its face, it seems like a pretty normal side grade. You get guaranteed crits if you burn someone's back at the cost of an air blast that uses 50 ammo instead of 20. And yes, I do see that other stat, but every other flamethrower that can air blast does that, so it's not important. Now, most people upon seeing this would just be like, all right, that's it. But here's the thing. These extremely simple stats transform the Backburner from a basic stock weapon to a tool of utter chaos.
I think it's interesting to say that how simplistic something can be. How you can tweak one tiny little detail on a weapon, on an ability, on anything, and it completely changes how you play with that item. The fact that all they had to do was give you enough, like a lot of damage from hitting somebody from behind, on a flamethrower is fucking great. It's just great design in general, because now you go from being a frontliner that can burn people to a backline to a flanker that goes behind people. But again, it's an interesting thought process behind it, because I don't know, mind you, I don't play the game too well, so I don't know too much about it. What it does seem though is that it does give you, I don't see pyro movement being as crazy as a lot of the movement from a lot of other characters. But we'll see how this works, because like I said, I never played the game for too long. I played it before. I have like 27 hours and that's it. But we'll see how this goes.
Let's go over that top stat first, because it basically defines the entire weapon. It accomplishes quite a few things, but above all else, it encourages you to make like a From Software dev and ambush some poor schmuck who's trying to play the goddamn game. It just makes sense. If you crit from behind, you want to start fighting from behind. Running around the flank, hiding in a corner, anything is on the table as long as you're unexpected. Okay, so here's a good example. There's like 3 or 4 people on the cart right now. My teammates are distracting them so I can get behind them without being seen. And this is honestly just like the basic Backburner gameplay. You burn their backs. That's it. I did too much damage for the heavy to do anything about it. And I get the soldier in the...
Everything goes by so fucking quick whenever you go through these games and you get flanked from behind. It's such a fucking like huge one up on everybody. Once you get damage in from somebody from behind, you are 100% gonna end up getting that kill. Obviously, if you're me, you're gonna die because I'm fucking terrible. But this one does seem like it does change the game pretty fucking immediate once you do what you end up doing. This is pretty interesting.
Medic does a funny ragdoll, and there you go, I saved the game. Another really basic example, there's a bunch of people on the cart here, so I'm just gonna walk up behind them while they're focused on something else, kill 1 person, kill 2 people, kill 3 people. I flanked him so hard he left the game. That's cool.
That's hilarious. So I was right. It's not that it's not about the movement that gets you to the location that you expect to go to. It just seems like you just gotta take a certain direction, a certain path to get to behind them without getting caught. And it's what it seems that's what it seems to me. I don't know. There's a guy apparently who did this and they did very well with flanking, and I don't know, man. I guess I haven't played the game, but it looks like...
In this clip, I get Ubered by our medic for some reason, so I'm gonna hold down the mouse 1 button to just kind of clean up a bunch of people and then establish myself as a presence on the front lines. And then once they're expecting me to be up there, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go around the flank and... Hey, you got something on your back there. You want to turn around? I can get it for you.
Fine. Roll a deception check with disadvantage.
Okay, so you're not gonna believe this. This is actually something I've noticed a lot while using the Backburner. People tend to panic when a pyro ambushes them, so oftentimes they'll turn around to run away, not realizing you're using the Backburner, and just get themselves crit. It seems a little silly from our perspective, but let's look at the situation from theirs. So a pyro charges you, and what weapon is he using? You see the problem, right? First of all, there's only one visual difference between...
That's genius. That's genius. It's fight or flight at its finest. It's just like when you're getting ambushed by a weapon that is very hard to miss with, your first thought is to run away. Therefore, the Backburner is definitely going to do its job and just immediately kill. God damn it, I pressed the button wrong. Fuck. Hold on, I can fix that.
Right? First of all, there's only one visual difference between the Backburner and stock, this dragon ornament right here. But not only that, when a pyro presses the W and mouse 1 buttons at the same time, which funnily enough I've heard they tend to do a lot, it unlocks TF2's fucking hidden light theme. I genuinely can't see anything right now, and in a situation like this, the only tell would be the sound that the flamethrowers make. But unless you're experienced enough to know the difference, you wouldn't know this and would just get crit seemingly out of nowhere. So at the end of the day, can you really blame someone for making this kind of mistake? I mean, maybe, but I'm totally going to use it anyway. All right, so these clips I've been showing you in the patented Soundsmith narrates gameplay clips to show off the mechanic he's talking about section are all fine and dandy, but I'm usually starting in the middle of the clip, already in position. And what I failed to show you so far is, well, how I got there to begin with. See, Pyro's a fun class with a lot of problems. Notably, he's not really all that fast. I mean, to be fair, he's got average speed, same as all these guys, but when you're hanging out on the flank, you're much more likely to run into this guy. Or this guy. Or maybe sometimes this guy. And seeing as nearly every flamethrower's range is shorter than the average lifespan of a live service game that's definitely going to be the TF2 killer this time, we need to cover that weakness with...
That's really fucking funny to see. Because while the idea of a TF2 killer is really fucking, like, kind of dumb in a way, because obviously TF2 isn't gonna die. There's not gonna be a game that kills it. the community itself is very dedicated to this game. It's just a funny idea that all these games came out and some of them did manage to kind of make a name for themselves. Overwatch, for instance. You know me as the guy who kind of brings up Overwatch every time I talk about, like, you know, in TF2, because that's the only game I can compare it to. I don't play any other hero shooters. I do still play League of Legends every once in a while, but that's kind of like cases, you know. It's funny to see that and then to see what happened to them from before. Actually, how long is this video? How long ago was this video? This was 2 years ago. So yeah, no, he did bring up Concord. That's really funny to see.
Our secondary weapon. And sure, we could technically do that by adding some range to our kit and selling our soul, but unfortunately, I'm a ginger. And as we all know from that one TV show that single-handedly filled my childhood with relentless bullying, I'm a little bit lacking in that department. So instead, I guess we'll just have to go with the other option and add some...
Oh, here we go.
Mobility secondaries are what really make the Backburner shine. I mean, why worry about a lack of speed or range if you can just, like... And yes, I could show you another 2 hours of tutorials on how to use mobility items, but I think the more important thing is talking about when to use them. As much as it pains me, we are not talking about that flashy, in-your-face movement that tends to show up in every other video. Our movement has purpose, and that's getting...
That's... Okay, so yeah, this is what I wanted to see. I was wondering, how do you go from point A to point B as quickly as possible? Because I never seen anybody use movement. And, you know, to be fair, no, we did kind of like sketch check. We did talk about that in one of the other videos from before. But like I said, it's just like I watched the video mostly just to see the drama, not really the gameplay. So kind of looking at this, it's just like, okay, thank you. There is movements that you can
from point A to point B. And it doesn't just have to be purposeful either, it also has to be unexpected. Let's look at the first item a new player might use when trying to add mobility to the pyro. A lot of times, pyros who get their hands on the thermal thruster for the first time will take one look at what it can do and just go like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's... This is a move that I affectionately call the brain blast. See, the joke is that their brain gets blasted. There's really no getting around it. If you're as predictable as yesterday's weather, it's just not gonna go well for you. This is a high-risk bombing item, so while you can definitely get away with some jetpack shenanigans, it really sort of depends on the enemy team being unaware.
Yeah, I 100% expect anything that puts you into the air in any game to get you shot down immediately. I may be shit at aiming, but not everybody is shit at aiming, basically.
What the fuck? In this clip, I'm hanging out on the flank, and KJ is running away from what looks like the enemy combo, so I blast out here onto the bridge, and at that exact moment, they jump onto the point, and I'm able to just walk up behind them and kill them all. In this clip, I'm up in the center, and then I see this pyro who's definitely gonna walk at me, but then I hear him do a voice line, so I match his voice line, and back up and then wait for him to do another one. And then I hear him do it on the left side, so then I go around the right side right here, pull out the Backburner, burn his back, and then he leaves the game. I know none of the clips I narrated were particularly flashy, and yeah, it is undeniably fun as hell to blast yourself straight into the enemy team and go crazy. But if you want to take full advantage of the Backburner's crit mechanic, you've got to be sneaky with it. And that's sort of difficult to do when your secondary announces its presence to the entire map whenever you do anything with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like, I kind of expected that to be the first problem, where the noise, the vulnerability of being up in the air, anything that puts you in the air will leave you vulnerable, no matter what. You have no movement in the air unless you have like dashes or something. But 100% no, yeah, you're gonna get killed. This is the one that gets you killed.
So we're gonna need something different, something smaller, faster, a bit quieter, with more ammo, and, you know, maybe something that can actually do some damage. I know that's a lot to ask for, though, so I understand if there's not really anything like that in the... Oh. Yeah, that'll do it.
That's sad.
It is actually unbelievable how good the detonator is when paired with the Backburner. First of all, it's a secondary that can actually deal damage, so it's good to pester people or finish them off from a distance, but it can also be used to...
That is...
jump. Yeah, when you equip...
Oh, I can't, like, it's incredible to see this game still manage to make every character feel fresh as fuck whenever they just add one item that just changes the gameplay so drastically. Literally just... all it does is give you a rocket jump. It gives you, it's basically the Pyro's rocket launcher, right? and it gives you all the things, and it immediately changes how Pyro works with all his weapons, and immediately just makes him more into a fucking huge fucking flanker. That is crazy.
The detonator, every map opens up into a whole new playground. In this clip, we're pushing Barn Blitz last, and I see this demo on the flank who has been sticky spamming, but is currently shooting pills at us. That tells me he's got a sticky trap somewhere, so I go up on this side area here, pull out the detonator, jump through the window, and completely bypass his sticky trap and kill him pretty much instantly. Yeah, he definitely wasn't expecting that one. And yeah, it's worth noting that the thermal thruster can technically do this too, but the detonator has one thing that the jetpack just doesn't. Well, one more thing. Burst mobility. With the jetpack, if you need to go somewhere, you gotta go through this lengthy animation where the Pyro puts away his flamethrower, go gadget, swaps to her secondary, and then finally, you can wait for another second as the blast off animation plays, and even then, you're moving in a mostly fixed trajectory after that, for the first half of your jump at least. For comparison, let's look at the detonator. I swap weapons, look behind me, and boom. We're moving. In this clip, blue team is about to cap the point, and I gotta get in there quickly. If I go through that door, I die, so I pull out the detonator, jump up here quickly, and now I'm in a perfect position to wait a second, and then drop down and burn everybody's back when they're not expecting it. This is a fun one. At some point while I was playing Borneo, I noticed that you can actually stand on this ledge right here.
That's fucking incredible. Imagine, that's exactly what I was talking about. Just, it just immediately just changes everything. Even the rocket launcher doesn't, the jetpack doesn't seem to give you the advantage that you need with the immediate. It just takes too long, right? Like it just seems that way, and it kind of does change the way that you do play, giving you like different areas to shoot from. Again, I think what is being displayed here is that there is one weapon that always does things just better, and that in case is just the fucking flare gun that is basically a rocket launcher at that point.
Here. So we're just gonna wait up here and see who we can get. A few seconds later, this demo man walks through the door thinking he's being sneaky on the flank, doesn't see me at all, and I'm able to drop down, save our medic's life. That's right, when you're using the detonator, you can flank quickly, you can do cool jumps, but you can also get into some funny places that you shouldn't be. In this clip, the sniper doesn't even look up to see me at all because, I mean, like, why would you? And that ends up working perfectly with the Backburner's ambush-based playstyle. Except for the fact that it didn't crit, but it's fine, ignore that. If you're that sniper, like, why would you ever look there? Seriously, look at this bullshit. How do you think I got here?
That's crazy.
Honestly, I could just talk about the detonator all day. I know that I talk about movement mechanics a lot, but, like, I can't believe they put something like this in the game. It's... What?
You're getting off track again. You can't actually spend another 2 hours on mobility tutorials. We only have the studio for another day. We gotta get this script done.
Yeah, okay, fine. Actually, wait, now that I think about it, why are we back in the studio? Aren't we, like, running from some evil mega corporation that's trying to kill us?
No, this is a procedural show. Everything goes back to normal at the beginning of the next episode. Except that spy. They're still here.
Fuck.
We're gonna have to pay for that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, we have enough to cover it, right? What about that money we got from the Crystally sponsorship?
What part of procedural do you not understand, man? We're broke.
Ugh.
That sucks so bad. Imagine you living your life procedurally where you're always at square one. I don't know, I don't know, I wanted to answer this, but that sucks so bad. You become rich, but then the next episode it's just like, whoop, you're back to square one. Fuck you. That's crazy.
Okay, well, I guess we need an actual sponsor.
Hello?
Hey, Lazy, it's Ethan. Listen, can I ask a favor?
Sure, what's up?
It's funny because they have the same beer.
Can you recommend a sponsor for this Man's Guide we're recording? We need some money to cover some production costs.
Oh, you need money, huh? Maybe you want to save some money while you're at it, huh? Well, have you considered...
Was that the
coupon code that gives you 10% off any unusual?
That's right, Markiplier.tf is back, baby! Yeah, this episode of Man's Guide is sponsored by Marketplace.tf, a storefront for all things TF2. And Dota 2 and Steam items, actually, but that's not important. TF2, hey, look, TF2! Marketplace.tf is the only TF2 storefront with no fees for the buyer. Most other sites will show low prices, but will add a ton of hidden fees at checkout, and they'll take forever to deliver the items, and they'll never go on sale. It's basically just like a heist, but for your wallet specifically. Well, no more. Marketplace never passes fees onto you, delivers your items quickly and safely, accepts PayPal, and has sales and promos and shit like that all the time. They even give out coupons that just straight up give you free stuff. Okay, so I know that was a lot of words though, so let me just rework this real quick. Okay, no fees, free stuff. And also, yeah, it's cheaper than the Steam Community Market. Seriously, go check their coupons. As soon as this video is live, Marketplace is launching a new code, Purple Smithmas, that gives you 10% off any unusual. Yeah, I wasn't just goofing earlier. That's real. 10% off unusual taunts, skins, war paints, unusual fires, hats, miscs, literally any unusual. 10% off, just like that. And I should say, I don't want this to come off like empty shilling either. I can tell you from personal experience that Marketplace is cheap, fast, reliable, and most of all, safe. I've been using the site for years, and I've never had any issues with getting my items. You know, other than the item servers going down, but that's not their fault. You know how it goes. Death, taxes, TF2 item servers not working. If you're ever in the market for TF2 items of any kind, look no further than marketplace.tf. You can use the link in the description or the pinned comment and go check it out. I mean, like, after you finish the video, though. Okay.
So, again, this is kind of still goes on, dude. I fucking love his little skits and stuff. They just... It has a lot of personality.
Yep. 5 seconds? Yeah, that works for me. Okay, see you then.
Are they coming?
They just did.
Ugh, perfect. Back to the guide. Where were we again?
I just honestly don't remember.
Let me just narrate this clip. Maybe it'll come to me. So this clip's Thunder Mountain. I'm shooting the detonator at a soldier. Oh, right. Okay, so the Backburner isn't, strictly speaking, perfect. The main... well, only downside to the Backburner is that your air blast costs 150% more. In practical terms, this means you only get about as many air blasts as the number of years it took the Confederacy to get completely steamrolled. That's a pretty huge downside, funny. Seeing as air blast is arguably Pyro's most powerful mechanic that is definitely in no way infuriating to play against. You can't extinguish your teammates as effectively, you can't reflect projectiles as often, you can't stuff Ubers as well. It seems really bad. But there is a silver lining to this, and that's how this red text makes people perceive the weapon. And also the people using it. That's just the...
It kind of makes sense that you want to have a huge downside, but it doesn't seem that it's the greatest downside. I don't know, because like I said, I don't play the game, so everything I'm kind of saying is kind of just my uneducated opinion is what it seems. I don't see that the blastback seems to be too big of a downside for it itself to be a very good weapon is what I'm seeing here. Like, it just makes sense. You're not a support, you're not the same person who's kind of just like in the front line, kind of, or you're defending your back line or anything. No, you are the guy that's going behind the enemy and immediately taking them out. You are the flanker. It automatically makes you the flanker. So you are hyper aggressive with this shit.
Thing. Nobody expects you to be able to air blast with this thing, which means if you want to catch somebody off guard, using the Backburner to kind of smurf your way into easy air blast kills works surprisingly well. It is honestly fascinating how much of an impression this little dragon ornament can make on the enemy gamers. Like, look at this. In this clip, I'm on the flank, but then I get caught out by this soldier and he shoots some rockets at me, so I air blast one and then two of his rockets back, and then I retreat to get some health. Fast forward a few seconds and I'm back on the flank. This time I run into a different soldier at first and I air blast one of his rockets. He stops shooting me, but this guy shows up again after seeing me air blast two of his rockets and one of his teammates. He looks at me and goes, well, this guy's a Backburner pyro. There's no way he could reflect the fourth rocket, shoots another rocket at me and dies. Wow. In this clip, it's CTF. They're bomb rushing the intel. It doesn't matter. But there's a soldier here who's coming in on the left there. He shoots once at me, sees me air blast, and then swaps to his shotgun, but then sees that it's a Backburner, swaps back to the rocket launcher, shoots another rocket at me, and dies for it. Huh? If you're consistently getting fed rock.
Yeah, 100%. I could see that. I could see it being the mind games that you think that you're gonna do. Like, it would have been the smarter idea to go for the shotgun to kind of like finish off, but at the same time, it's just like, yeah, you see a weapon that normally doesn't do the thing you expect it to do, that it costs too much to be using the air blast, and obviously you're gonna want to fucking use the rocket launcher. It just makes sense in the standpoint of psychological warfare in this case. But still, again, it's just like, whenever you see, like, if I were to take a look at the Backburner, then I 100% expect the people to use that to be hyper aggressive, to not use defensive like parries and shit like that. So it makes sense to me.
Because sure, you could just shoot them back at the enemy gamers, but that's what you'd expect a pyro reflecting a rocket to do. So hear me out here. What if we just take this soldier's rocket and...
Oh, wow. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect that to happen. He just... What? Bro, that's gotta be cool as shit. That's gotta feel cool as shit to do, to reflect a rocket. To rocket jump yourself onto the characters. That's crazy.
All of this insanity is the meat of the Backburner's gameplay loop. Whatever the other team thinks you're doing, you just make sure that you're doing something else. Do they think you're with the combo? Go on the flank. Do they think you're on the flank? Run straight at them while they're too paranoid to notice. Like, take this situation. You're right in the face of an obviously smurfing gibbous vision sniper who is staring down this hatless Backburner pyro. He's gonna try and guess what your movement will be so that he can land a quickscope, so let's look at a simplified version of our movement options for this next split second. We've got A, continuing to hold W, or B, pressing literally any other button. So what do you think this sniper thinks you're going to do next?
I'm gonna continue holding W.
You got it? All right, cool. Now do the other thing. When using the Backburner, you never let them know your next move. Act like a genius mastermind tactician, and then in the next breath, act like you've got two brain cells that are both competing for third place. You want your ridiculous unpredictability to put the fear of God into your enemies. Revelations 13:12, I am the spy. From Team Fortress 2. Yes, that's right. Did I mention you can trick stab with the Backburner? That's right, folks. Once again, it's back time. See, that's what we call a callback. Yeah, you're really just getting back to basics. You might think it's a setback, but I call it a run back. You know, just really a back and forth exchange.
Again, the idea of backshots coming in again. The backshots, bro. The backshots.
Backzinga. We really do be playing like the spy from Team Fortress 2, but unlike the spy from Team Fortress 2, we have a flamethrower. See, that's the nice part about any class that isn't the spy. We actually have options for head-to-head combat that aren't, Spy is a bad class. Yeah, I know. In the right hands, a revolver can be pretty powerful, but most of the time, if you get caught out as spy, you just die. Let's take a look at a quick scenario. Let's say that you're a spy on landfall and you go for a corner stab next to these stairs. And oh no, your keyboard messed up and your mouse didn't work and your eyelids got in the way and your chair broke and your room was too cold that day. So for reasons entirely out of your control, you went around the corner too early and now everyone's looking at you. At this point, if you stick around, you're basically dead. You could get one, maybe two shots off, maybe a decent trade if you're lucky. But now let's take a look at that same situation as a Backburner pyro.
So
there is one advantage.
So the way that I see it here, my uneducated opinion here, while there are characters that do things from the spy's point of view a lot better than other things, the spy still does have one thing that other people don't have that kind of gives you the one up on everybody, and that's the ability to disguise yourself and the ability to go invisible. And because of that, it makes sense why the spy has his own kit, like he has his own skill capabilities, and why people are there to use him. So that does make sense, and it does make sense why other people would think, well, other people do his job better. I mean, he's a spy that can one-shot just about anybody, so it makes sense why that in any case why he's like so fucking he's glass cannon, absolute glass cannon. But yeah, no, I can 100% see why some people would say spy is the worst class, but at the same time, I feel like high level play does kind of give you a sense that there are people who are going to use him better than other people, obviously.
That the spy has over the Backburner though, and that is that his backstab range is the full 180 degrees. That tends to lead to some interesting hit detection, but the Backburner's range is only about 74 degrees, which can lead to some even more interesting hit detection. The thing I've noticed most is that the crit mechanic has trouble registering when you're approaching from above, so the best position to put yourself in is one with a reverse height advantage. And if you are higher than them for any number of reasons, try to aim where you think their back is going to be rather than where it is at that moment. It just tends to work a little better. By acting this insane, you've essentially turned any encounter with you into a guessing game. But even with the Backburner stereotype debuff, players are going to start adapting at some point. Just take this clip. Imbued with the game's sense of some hyper-intelligent extraplanar being, This soldier has stopped shooting his feet. We've essentially conditioned him to be terrified of the air blast. So at this point, what do? Well, you press the funny button. When you're playing with people's expectations this much, you're conditioning them. And it's your job to know when they're adapting to you and change your play accordingly. Even if it's stupid, even if it's an objectively bad decision, do it anyway. The subversion is the point. You don't just want to kill your enemies, you want to make them go, what? Why did you do that? It's not about winning, it's about sending a message. Which brings me to the main point of the video. How should you, a real Manco mercenary, use the Backburner? Well, think about it. Above all else, you have to be unexpected. And what's the last thing you'd expect a Backburner pyro to do? That's right. It's using something other than the Backburner.
The fucking frying pan. Everybody uses the frying pan. It's just that crazy. But the idea of it, it's just I do. It's the mind games. It's the strategy. There definitely is some stupid plays that do succeed. The one thing though I did enjoy was, like, I don't know who I used the most, but I'm pretty sure it was between the medic and the pyro. And it just, I don't know, for me, it just, the idea of just, I don't know, if I do decide to play this game again, if we do get to 1,000 where I do play with the community, then maybe I'll see about playing which character best. But for now, I think right now, I think the pyro is taking my fancy. I'm not a furry. Maybe. I don't fucking know. I have a fucking dog girl avatar, so I don't fucking know. You make your guesstimates.
The frying pan is a completely ridiculous weapon. It is just a stock weapon reskin, sure, but somehow, some way, its hidden stats take it to a completely different level. Oh, you're scared of being dealt guaranteed crits from behind? Well, guess what? We've got random crits. Oh, but wait, I hear you saying that's not fun to play against. Well, I've got news for you. You picked Pyro. That ship has sailed, dude. And also, that's kind of the point. The frying pan is loud. It has an obscene crit rate, and there's really no getting around it. It's annoying. Every time you roll that crit, it deals an extra 2d8 psychic damage. 3d8 if they're a fiend, undead, or spy main. Yeah, you heard me right. A pan crit? That's a smite. The frying pan is a paladin weapon. It's not just the best melee weapon in the game. I'm confident in saying this. It's the best weapon in... No, the best weapon in any game. That's how good the frying pan is.
I was confused. I was very confused.
Man, come on. I was just getting into it. Now I have to build all that momentum up again.
Look, I get where you're going. It's a solid idea. Stupid, unexpected, funny. It's good. Follows a theme. But, that's kind of the problem, right?
What do you mean?
This is what we do every time. Starts as a tutorial, gets progressively dumber, and eventually it all goes to hell. And we cut to the studio, and then we do an ending stinger. Same thing every single time.
Yeah, no, you're right. If we really want to do something unexpected, we have to do something fresh, something new, something original, something no two mediocre men sitting in a room with reasonably good microphones have ever done before.
Well, I mean, mediocre is kind of a strong word, right? I mean, I feel like I'm pretty confident myself.
Wait! I have an idea.
So then I told him that if I had to give the Backburner a rating, I'm gonna give it like 420 degrees Fahrenheit out of 451.
Stupid. Yeah, man. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, like it's good, right? Like but the weird hit reg holds it back a bit for me. It's it's kind of like actual TF2. It's pretty good, but it's held back by a couple things.
Dude, you're so right. But
like what's with medics not healing me anyway? A medic's entire purpose is to heal high value pockets and give them Uber charges, right? And
Okay, high value character. No, it's so dumb.
Clearly, I'm a high-value pocket. My Strange Original has like 50,000 kills on it. They should know to heal me and not anybody else.
Didn't you like farm that in a strange leveling server or something?
Hey, you know what's so weird? I just realized today that I'm being censored by Valve.
Oh man, really?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, they're targeting me. Ever since I got canceled by the radical woke soldier mains for calling someone a war pig, they've been trying to take away my platform.
Well, if I could just play Dole's Advocate for a second here, you're totally right. You're so right. And that's why they're so mad at you. It's because of how right you are.
Just this day, I tried to tell somebody about their stereotype in a game, and you know what it said? Voice communication is not available for this account. They're trying to silence me. Anyway, guys, if you want to stop the man's guide from being silenced by the establishment, make sure to check out my new Netflix special, Unusual Taunt Stereotypes, episode 46. It's going to be totally awesome.
Unusual Taunt Stereotypes. Hell yeah, dude. makes me wonder if he has his own little thing that he does where he talks like the extreme amount of hassle it is to use Source Engine, the Source Codemaker. That's great. There's still more!
Here.
Where am I? Oh, there I am.
You can hear them, can't you? They're scratching at the door.
We're gonna keep watching this.
And now... they're back.
Oh, wow.
And right behind you. That's right, your favorite niche internet micro-celebrities will return, with all new adventures planned for the future. Will Chris and Lee find out the mysterious odors that are in the studio walls? Will Uncle Dane actually come on the show? Who knows? The possibilities are literally endless.
That's fine.
But, okay. Look, I'm gonna level with you.
Hi, Harold.
Last time you and I talked, you didn't go to the Christopher Lee Productions YouTube channel, and I get it, okay? But look, I can only lockpick into the studio recording booth so many times before they put some security cameras in this place. I killed a man with a revolver to get in here. The Crystal Lee show was my life, you understand me? I was an interview television show host. But you know what? That's not important.
Ah, yeah,
Cuts
dude.
are on their way. And
I am not a content creator. I'm
is
eating
precious.
other people's content, man.
We're back. And that's the important thing.
It's fucking funny. Well, that was the man's guide to the Backburner. Interestingly enough, that was a good one. I liked it. I liked it a lot. In fact, it was a 24-minute one. Okay, that's perfectly good. I like to say that this is kind of the ones I do want to see. All the other ones that people have been talking about, all the separate gameplays like Demo Night. I want to see the fucking Trollger. That's one that I want to see, but I'll definitely be searching for those videos in the next one. But other than that, thank you very much for coming by, guys. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you want more Yuffie content, I stream on Yuffie at twitch.tv/Yuffie. You can find me there, as well as if you also want more Yuffie content, I also write my own comic. You can go on ahead and check the links below. I host it on Patreon, Pixiv. Patreon, Pixiv, Webtoons, and Tapas. And if you would like to support me, my Patreon is there. All the money that comes there goes for my other projects as well as my comic. I also get help from other artists for the projects that I have that I make basically, and hopefully you enjoy those. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I'm like tripping balls right now. I don't know why the fuck I'm like starting to feel this way. But other than that, make sure you guys take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys in the next one, and hopefully yeah, we'll get more content done in the future. Mwah. Love you all. Bye everybody. For the Twitch YouTube side of things. Oh.